First, let me do a disclaimer. Number one, I don't know Tom Brady. I don't know his wife. I have nothing against Tom Brady. I have nothing for Tom Brady. Tom Brady as a football player is by far the number one, the dude. Besides that, I have nothing to say. But, however, this is a very interesting story. I don't like gossip. I detest gossip. But once again, this is an excellent story. And we're going to use the story to convey some of the teachings on my channel. It's a beautiful story.
So to me, what it says is that what we think is the quote-unquote the man or the best player, what that sports figure represents, something about it is off, or it's not what I thought it was.
Well, one thing is for sure. In his professional life, this guy reached the absolute top of the top of the top of the top. So what does that say? That's exactly what I've been trying to say on my channel the whole time. A woman doesn't give a fuck about the fact that you got big ass muscles, that you're rich as fuck, or you're the top of the top of the top. What she wanted is to have an experience. He provided the experience. Then she says, well, yeah, but then what? Well, obviously. Yeah, but then what? What's next? How many times are we going to go to the Super Bowl? Maybe the first time is cool, second time is cool, third time is cool, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, it's like, yo, again? This is boring. Seventh time? Dude, like, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm bored. I want something new. Of course you want something new. And you have all these Manospherians. Of course you want something new. He's playing ball. Put yourself in her shoes. Wouldn't you be bored again and again and again? Right? So the woman, she wants an experience. You provide an experience. This is a top level of intensity of a kind of experience. But she's already had it 7 times. She's probably bored after the second time. Then what? What do you mean, then what? I want something else. Well, that's what I do. But I want more. Well, what do you mean, do you want more? What's more than that? This is what this channel has been about. Women are looking for something more from you besides the so-called top of the top of the top, because no matter how much you think it's top of the top of the top, it's not the top for her. She's looking for something else. She's not finding it. And this is what our that lady friend, she's not our friend, that lady is demonstrating in this perfect example. She's like, I want more. Now, what your average moron is going to say? You can't satisfy a woman. Women are always unhappy. They always want more. Even if she's at the top, she's not going to be satisfied. Yeah, because she's looking for something. And the homeboy, no matter how good he is, disclaimer, I ain't got nothing against Tom Brady. Don't know Tom Brady. Probably will never meet Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is a fantastic football player. But besides that, one thing is for sure. If we watch a little of the videos, well, Tom Brady plays ball. So let's say you're a woman. Don't you want something else at some point? Yeah, of course you want something else. She's looking for a deeper, more profound experience, especially when she arrives at her 40s and she's done all the ole possible that money can buy. Why don't you understand that? Why are you looking at it as if she's like a demonic creature? No, and she's insatiable and she's unhappy. Of course she's unhappy. She wants something else. She wants a deeper experience of herself. And no matter how much you win at the Super Bowl, it ain't delivering it to her. Now, is she conscious of this? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know these people. I have nothing against these people. I want to say God bless these people. But from the outside, well, it's obvious she's looking for something else. All women are looking for something else. And in her 40s, she's like, well, where's that? Where am I going to get that experience that she is not necessarily able to name? And football player is only concerned watching videos and throwing the ball. You understand? That's what we used to do when we were 16. Run, throw the ball. He's doing the same thing, except he's 45. Now, again, I don't want to disrespect the brother because I ain't got nothing against the brother. But at the end of the day, we got to say it like it is. This guy's throwing a ball. Now, this guy's skill set to throw the ball is amazing. Yeah, but you're still throwing a fucking ball. Don't you understand? His timing, his eye, yeah, it's amazing. God bless the brother. It doesn't matter. She's bored. When do you stop and say, well, why is she bored? What is she looking for? She's looking for something that the top of the top of the top of the top ain't able to provide. At what point do you sit down, shut the fuck up and start to think and use your brain? But what is it that she's actually looking for if that dude who's the top of the top of the top is not able to provide it with his money, his name, his fame, and his glory. Isn't it awesome? What a perfect example. This is the perfect example. This is the top of the top of the top of the top. I love it. I think you're going to start saying it too. The top of the top of the top of the top, no matter how much at the top of the top of the top of the top of the top he is, he's not able to provide what she's looking for. What does that say? She's looking for something that the top of the top of the top cannot provide. Like, am I turning in circles? Am I making my point clear?
You know what they're going to say? They're going to say, well, it must be that it's a sexless marriage or something, or that he can't satisfy her sexually.
Once again, I don't want to speak on people I don't know, and I detest gossip, but it's obvious he cannot satisfy her sexually because he is who he is. Even if he's the best at what he is, she's looking for a deeper experience of herself and of life itself, and all he's able to provide is the GOAT of football. Yeah, well, she wants more than that. She's already had the GOAT of football. Then what? So whatever corresponding part she plays, she's the GOATess of football, right? So she's had that experience. She wants more. And if we can say this with, again, I stress this. I don't want to disrespect the brother. I have nothing against the brother. I have nothing but respect for him as an athlete. I love athletes. I think they're doing an amazing, I think they're awesome. But at the end of the day, you're playing a sport. That's it. And you have to understand that. So you are playing football. So imagine you're 45 years old. You've been playing football for 20 years. That's all the guy's doing. It's not even coaching. It's football. You're doing the same thing. Now, there's something admirable about this, but at the end of the day, it's like a factory worker at this stage. So he comes back from work. There's nothing ever fucking new. Everybody wants new all the time. Everybody needs new all the time. And this guy says he ain't got nothing new to say. Oh, this one got injured. This one's not working. Problems with the coaches. Biggest thing is that we're going to do NFTs. Clearly, y'all don't know nothing about women if you think that that's going to satisfy her or even entertain her after she's lived it twice or once or 3 times or half a time. Come on, man, for the love of God. We're human beings. He's playing football. So when he's going to fuck her, it's the GOAT fucking her. The football GOAT. He ain't got nothing else to bring. He's 45 years old. He ain't got nothing else to bring. That means his dick, that's it. But he's reached the top. That's it, there's nothing else. Yeah, but she already had sex with that dude in the young version of it. So no matter what it is, it's always going to be the same thing. Now it's going to be like perfected. Like, yeah, great, but it's not, there's no novelty, there's nothing more profound, and that's not opening gateways in her that gives her access to herself. That's why she's bored. That's understandable. Imagine. Y'all just don't think that way. I guess nobody taught you, so here I am doing what your daddy should have done. Shit.
Because people look up to this guy as the best of the best of the best, and they're somebody who they aspire to become like. Isn't it weird that like he doesn't get what you expect that you would get at that position, and that you would still suffer the same?
Well, I think it's awesome. You get to see. So the people who are at the very top that you consider your gods, the richest, most famous, there now you see through the story of our buddy Tom and his ex-wife. What does that say? That doesn't work. He's not the first one nor the last one of these so-called top level individuals that their wedding and their marriage and it falls out. So it begs the question, well, what the fuck is going on? Or perhaps your understanding of manhood isn't adequate. How do you explain this? According to your theory, he's the supreme man. The whole world adores him. And there, he's the alpha of alpha, and then his wife, who's now, according to you, hit the wall, is unsatisfied and wants to leave. So you don't know what to say. So what are you going to say? Oh, she has psychological problems. Well, no, she's bored. She bored. And she should be bored, and if I was her, I'd be bored also. What does he bring that's new? It's nothing new. It's always the same. It's stuck on repeat. And a woman is looking for something new. Of course she's looking for something new. More importantly, she's looking for a deeper and a newer experience of herself. When you take a woman, and let's say you send her to the Super Bowl, she doesn't care about the Super Bowl. She's experiencing herself at the Super Bowl. When you take her to a cinema, she's experiencing herself at the cinema. It's how she feels. That's opening in her. She wants to discover new sensations which equate in her mind to, this is an experience of myself. I want a new experience of myself. Great. So now we have a woman who on her own technically can have anything and everything she wants and any man she wants. And then she was with this guy who could technically have anything he wants and any woman he wants. Arguable, but you understand. So all the experiences that all you suckers wish you could have, which would determine your manliness, they had all of it. They're bored of these things. How many fucking cars do I need? How much amazing champagne do I drink? How many amazing villas do I need to visit? How many trips to Italy in the most remote areas of the world? It's boring. I'm looking for something else. And whatever it is, Tommy Boy is not able to provide. And the lady, I'm not sure that she knows what she's looking for, but she can feel that something's missing. It's hurting her. She's in pain. And when she's looking at him, he has no idea. And he's so self-centered. All he wants to do is hold on to his fucking... Because if Tom don't play football, what does he have left? He becomes irrelevant. He's going to be on TV once a week. Nobody fucking cares. So he's trying to stretch that moment in his life as long as possible so that he can remain relevant because he's the GOAT. He's still playing. People are still talking about him. But the moment he ain't playing football, it's going to be a year that nobody gives a fuck about a person, Tom Brady. And Mahomes is right there, and Mahomes is the new thing, and that's the end of that. Bye-bye. And in a couple of minutes, only the OGs, only the old heads are going to know that, oh, once upon a time there was Tom Brady, and he was great. Nobody fucking cares. Now imagine you in his shoes. That's the only thing he's got that still has value in his life, that gives him name, fame, and status, that gives him a sense of importance. And somehow she pressuring him, you got to let that go. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense. And he knows very well that if he lets it go, what does he have? I'm going to be making NFTs? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody gives a fuck about NFTs. We care about you because you're Tom Brady, the football player, TB12. That's it, that's all. If you ain't playing football, well, we don't fucking care, really, do we? Maybe you're going to be on TV and it'll be interesting analysis, but who the fuck cares? So if he lets that go, that's it. He ain't relevant to people unless they know who he is. Older people. A young girl who's 22 don't give a fuck about TB12. So what are the guys on the Manosphere going to say? She's pressuring him to quit so that I'm telling you, if you understand a woman, you're intelligent, I don't care. She wants him to stay home and raise the kids. No. No, no, and no. She wants something new. Now, she may say that on the outside. Like I said, I don't know these people. I don't fucking care either. I'm using this to try to share something important with you. Somehow she's looking for something else. She's looking for a deeper experience of herself, of life, of her relationship, of love, of intimacy. This is what she's looking for. And she's been in a relationship that's hit a saturation. And there's nothing new on the horizon. And if Tom fucking stops playing football, the little that's there's nothing left. What do you do? Who are you? Like your erection goes down. I'm like Kobe Bryant. I'm going to win an Oscar making cartoons about basketball. Kobe is Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. You understand what I'm trying to say? So again, I'm going to reiterate this because maybe somebody's going to listen to me and you're going to understand. The lady's looking for something else. And if I'm in her position, I'd feel the same thing. And she's entitled to want to look for something else and to seek something deeper. And the man's first job is you should understand her. I'm not talking about the thing and the fucking narrative that she wants him to quit so he stays at home and takes care of the kids. Now, this is fucking nonsense. I'm not buying into this narrative and I'm not answering that narrative. No. If he was able to provide for her a deeper experience of herself, she wouldn't give a fuck if he plays football or volleyball or is at home or not at home. And you already know that. It's not about that. So let's cut the crap. It's because the brother is not able to provide any newness, new experiences. Now imagine, like I said before, such a woman, since the age of 14, 15, 16, the whole world is open to her. Everything of the best of the best of the best that all of you watching this nonsense we will never have. The best of the best of the best, the richest men, the most handsome men, the most intelligent men, the most amount of money, everything at its highest level that the material world has to offer. Then she meets this guy at his prime, handsome, strong, ambitious, talented, well, humble, quote unquote, humble, focused, hungry, and she has now an epic experience. Great. It lasts for a certain amount of time. Then life goes on. I've had that experience. I need something new. Obviously, it needs something new. Always needs something new. That's why God is amazing, because God is always new. So, what does Tommy bring that's new? Ain't no new experience. So now she's not 34, she's not 38, she's in her 40s, maybe 42. I think she's born in 1980, 43. And she's now at a point in her life re-questioning herself, what am I going to do with my life now? She's still a very beautiful woman. That's not an issue. She can have whatever she wants, but what do I want now? I don't know what I want. Maybe I can now go date a billionaire. What's a billionaire going to offer me that's so different than whatever? I already have everything. I'm looking for something else, and I can't seem to find it. And my husband, the man in my life, doesn't seem to understand what I'm looking for, cannot appease it, doesn't even want to have a conversation about it because he's concerned throwing a ball, trying to delay the inevitable. Right? That's got to be a tough situation for both of them. That's all I got to say. My heart goes out to them. Shout out to them. Prayers to both of them. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against nobody, but this is a perfect example. So what does that say? Let's make a summary. Summary is easy. You think that material nonsense is what's going to give you status as a man. Sure, if he wasn't Tom Brady, he wouldn't have been with that woman. But now he's got that woman. Once he's got that woman is like any other woman. Whether she was ugly, pretty, fat, skinny, tall, brown, black, doesn't really matter. A woman is a woman at the end of the day. So he got that prime woman. Then she's a woman. She takes a shit, she burps, she has indigestion, she has periods, she stinks. She's a girl. It doesn't really matter that she's, according to some people, the most beautiful woman in the world. It's irrelevant at the end of the day. So they have their experience. He magnetized that woman. Then they share a bunch of things together. Beautiful experiences, I presume. He moves on with his career. She follows. She's associating it. And everything grows. They have their children. Life happens. Then at some point you wake up, you're like, oh, isn't there more to this than just this material stuff? So all this I'm trying to say is like, they have the best of the best of the best in everything. And this is what you think success is. And what is this highlighting to you? Well, it doesn't matter how much you have, that doesn't satisfy the woman. And instead of understanding this like a grown man and reassessing your position, what do? You bitch at her. Or she's a distance, she's that, and women are never happy. I'm like, no, you're dumb. You can't even sit down for 2 seconds and actually think on the subject like a proper individual. Think, use your brain that God's given you. Well, why is she not satisfied? Because I'm telling you, you're unable to provide her a deeper experience of herself. Now, once she's done with the materialism, that means she got all the highs that the world had to offer. Some women learn this way earlier, in their 20s, some in their 30s, some never learn. But in this case, she's got everything the material world has to offer, and she's still not satisfied. Imagine how she feels. Obviously, she's intelligent. She's very beautiful. She must be talented in her own way. I don't know this person. Remember, I'm from the outside. I have no business with these people. I'm from the outside. Clearly, she's an intelligent woman. She's definitely a beautiful woman. She's clearly able to attract to herself whatever the fuck she wants. So she has technically everything the world has to offer. And here she is in her 40s, and something in her is saying, I don't know what's going on, but I'm unhappy. I feel something's missing, and I don't know what it is. Then she turns around, and I said this before, and what does the man do? I'm busy studying charts on how we're going to block and defend. It's like, dude, you're 45, man. What the fuck is life about? What are we doing here? Isn't there more to this? I want to have a conversation with you about this, and all you're concerned is throwing a fucking ball to your wide receiver. We're trying to have a conversation about life, a deep conversation, a true conversation. Look at all that we have. What's missing? Something's missing. Well, I don't know. I'm good. I'm happy. I just want to have another year, good year. I want to push the brand of TB12 a couple of days, a couple of more, so that I can prove that pliability is the way to go in football. But brother, we don't fucking care. What does that change? How is that satisfying us? Zero. Brother doesn't want to have a conversation. I can guarantee you brother doesn't want to have a conversation about that, because all he's trying to do is prolong his career. And he's scared shitless on what's the other side. No career. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is Tom Brady without football? Tom doesn't know. That's why Tom's holding on. Another homeboy like that I used to love when I was a kid, his name is Jaromir Jagr. Love the dude. Was a great. Y'all don't know Jaromir. If you don't know Jaromir, number 68 of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Drafted in 1991. Yes, sir. Anyways, the point is, this guy was still playing till last year hockey in some professional league somewhere. With his beard, he's a fucking killer. Love the dude. He doesn't want to retire. Because there's nothing else besides hockey for him. He's like, I love hockey. And now I respect that the brother loves hockey. But when you're like 47 and you're still playing with a bunch of kids, it's funny from the outside to watch. You're like, damn, this guy's still playing hockey. It's like, don't you want to learn something else? Don't you want to discover something else? He's still chasing the same sensation. Yeah, but how are you ever going to get that sensation when you had the peak of the peak of the peak with the Penguins and Mario when you won the Stanley Cup back to back? How are you going to ever replicate those experiences? Nothing. So he's satisfied with like a 4 or 3 on 10 version of that, which you already got the high. It's over. What's next? That's an invitation to discover something more about life. But here they are, they're like terrified. What's outside of that's all I know. Now I understand this, I sympathize with them, I got nothing but love for them, but you're like, that's all I know. Is there something else besides football? Yeah, the entire cosmos and creation itself. Fuck that. Let's throw the ball. That's it, end of story. We're right back to a little thing, a little world. I got a ball, I passed the ball, we scored a touchdown, and we're good. We're going to the Super Bowl, that's what I know. Right, and a 42-year-old, 43-year-old woman who's seen it all, been through it all, is going to be one more time sitting or standing in the lodge watching a football game.
So these girls, like, it's apparent to everybody that, you know, she's leaving the best man that there is. Don't girls realize that, like, you know, that status is not going to satisfy them? Like, women who chase status and
of course she doesn't. She doesn't know. She was young and she was a little girl. She grew up she has. How does she know? Unless somebody's teaching her, which I doubt. I don't know. But obviously, in my opinion, she doesn't have any guidance in that regards. So she wants to have an experience. She's at the top of the world. She meets this handsome fellow who's dedicated and polite and proper person, and she sees that there's an attraction, and she wants to, she goes with it. Then she wakes up at some point and she's like, well, there's got to be more to life than this. What's wrong with that? Had she had guidance as a young woman, she would have already been taught to understand and realize this, but she didn't for whatever reason, like most women today. So what does that say? It doesn't matter how much you accumulate on the outside, it doesn't satisfy the inner person. Now, who am I to judge? Maybe you need to live a bunch of things for a couple of years on the outside to satisfy all your so-called desire. Most people, 99.9% of people, will never satisfy all their desires. She did. Now that's a tough place to be, because she can't even invent herself that she's chasing something. She's had it all. If you have all the cars you've always dreamed of, what are you going to think about and what are you going to say that you're missing out on? You have them all. If you've had all the best opportunities, such a woman has received the best offers, almost, that exists on the earth. The wealthiest man, the most intelligent man, the most exotic man, everything you can possibly not imagine, it was laid at her feet. So she's had all these experiences. There's nothing more. That must be like us normal people. You get a pair of shoes, you're like, well, maybe if I had like that $18,000, 50 pair of shoes, then I'm going to be it. So maybe I can pretend that that's what I got to chase. She's had that pair of shoes. There's nothing after that. How must she feel? The anguish must be at such another level, because she can't even dream of materialism to satisfy her. What is she going to dream? About a Prince Charming? She already had it. What is she going to dream? To have the captain of the football team? She already had him. What's she going to dream about? Meeting a multi-billionaire? She already did. Come on, what's she going to dream about? That's not what she's looking for. She's looking for something on the inside. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know these people. I ain't got nothing against these people. I send my prayers to these people. I wish them the best. Ain't nobody telling her that what she's looking for is on the inside. And maybe she's going to look, or she wants a man who's going to facilitate that journey inwards for her, so she can have a deeper experience of herself and life and her own sexuality. Sexuality meaning the life principle that circulates inside of you. And I don't know why y'all don't understand that. Life at the surface, I have nothing against it, is such a small little thing, and you make it into a whole thing. And then when women who are very profound creatures, the creatures of the sea, they live underneath the water, when they come at the surface, they meet you and smile at you, you're all so happy, but you don't understand that they come from down below. And once they say, hey, because they stayed at the surface too long and they forgot that the down below exists, they yearn for the down below, depth. And here you are saying, hey, we can't satisfy her. She's never happy. No matter what we give her, she always wants more. And this and that and this and that. She's not yours. She's just your turn. No, it's because you don't understand there's a whole other dimension you're missing out on. And you ain't delivering at that level. That's on you. Why can't you take that responsibility? Why can't that responsibility be put on the man who's, well, she's unhappy. Yeah, but you ain't providing the inner resource that she needs to experience what she's really looking for, and that what she was looking for in the outside world in the first place.
How can a man like him, right? So let's say Tom Brady at this point, take such a hit right now? Like, and do you think there's any way he can take something constructive out of that and realize?
I don't know what's going to do, what Tom Brady's going to do. I don't care what Tom Brady's going to do. Tom Brady's going to do what Tom Brady does. He's going to play football because that's what Tom Brady does. And Tom Brady made a decision that he's going to play football. That's his choice. I respect his decision. That's his decision. Is he going to learn, not learn? He doesn't have time to learn. He has a football season to play. He's a professional. He is the supreme professional. His only concern is winning. His last concern is, why is that woman unhappy? And clearly, he couldn't figure it out. So now they decided to move on from one another, and he's going to do what he's decided he's going to do, which is to play football, and she's going to do what I don't know what she's going to do, but she's going to do whatever she's got to do. And once again we say, I wish him the best. I don't know these people; it's not my business. However, it's very obvious to see this woman who has literally everything still can't find what she's looking for. Think about it. This woman who has everything cannot find what she's looking for. She's with the Superman, the jock, the best one, he's not even a prick. Like if it's a love American high school movie, he's like the nice dude who like picks up the books and helps the guy in the wheelchair. That's that dude. He hangs out with his mom and takes out the trash. That's that dude. It doesn't matter. It may have served a purpose for some time, but one gets quickly bored. Like, I don't understand why you don't understand this. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's because there's something else. There's something else that we're looking for as human beings, especially the woman. Depth, soul. And what can I say? Living at the surface is not going to bring them soul. I'm sorry to say. And if replace Tom Brady and put some kind of super musician, the same story, isn't it? This is the greatest musician in the whole world. This is the greatest rapper. This is the greatest this or the greatest that. Yeah, but it's cool for fucking an hour, a year, or two. And if there's a greater chemistry, great, we can have children and whatnot. But then what? You're bored. Everyday chores and everyday problems, everyday bills start to fill your life because you gotta manage your affairs. But there's nothing left. There's nothing to talk about. There's no depth. There's no connection. We're not going deeper. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what women want. They want to go deeper. They want a deeper experience of themselves. And it's you, the man, who's supposed to provide that experience, and you are unable to provide that experience unless you have that experience within yourself so that you can help her, assist her, and guide her, and unlock those portals inside of her. And one thing is for sure, our homeboy, the football player, TB12, is not delivering at that level. He may win another Super Bowl, but that is not opening another portal in her. He's already opened all the Super Bowl portals in her. She's all out like, no more Super Bowl portals, I'm bored. Don't give me another lasagna.
It's like as men, and even for myself, to see such a, it's not the first one like you said, but like to see such a man and like who represents kind of like the jock of high school, like you said, it's something to see the living example and say, wow, okay, even there, even then.
Yes, but I reiterated this, the fact that he's a jock has allowed him to attract a certain kind of woman aesthetically, that because he gravitates and lives in certain spheres of society. Wonderful. But for them, let's say I'm a pretty girl. Well, all I meet is a certain kind of guy. Then for me, all these guys are the same. Well, this guy's a Ferrari, this guy's got a Bugatti, this guy's got this. It's all the same, right? At the end of the day, the tree's a tree. That's where she lives. So it's like, what else do you got to provide? You're not offering substance. I'm looking for substance. But the issue is that most women don't know that they're looking for substance. But sooner or later, it catches up to them. They wake up, they're like, listen, especially these so-called high-level women. Well, they got everything. Like, well, what's missing? I have children. I love my kids. And I know she loves that guy. How can she not love him? He's a great dude. Like, again, I don't know him from the outside. Obviously, he's a good dude. You can see it in his eyes. It's not the point. It's not about that. It's like, yeah, but I'm looking for something and I can't find it. Yeah, because there's more to life than the surface. So everybody has circumstances in the outside world. Maybe you're very smart, you gravitate in one field. You're very good looking, you'll gravitate in another field. You're very financially successful, you gravitate in certain fields. But once you're gravitating in those fields, an ecosystem is an ecosystem. It's always the same. Then what? Again, then what? This is just surface stuff. And I have nothing against surface stuff. It's just that the life is not surface stuff. So how do you expect surface stuff to satisfy a man? But in this case, we're talking about a woman. How can you expect surface stuff to satisfy a woman? She's unsatisfied, and that's why she's making that decision. And it ain't got nothing to do per se with him. Nothing. It's her. Inside of herself, she's looking for something. And she's waking up at the age of 42, 43 saying, I've invested all these years to achieve the greatest height of success and have as many of the greatest opportunities humanly possible. Like no woman could have, or very few women on earth can have as many opportunities presented to her. And she's not just beautiful, she's obviously very intelligent, also very savvy as an entrepreneur. Like this is a very elitist, top woman. God's given her, nature has given her a lot of gifts. And she wakes up and she says, with all of this, including a man that I cannot even find a way to not like him besides the fact that I'm annoyed that he doesn't fucking understand me. How could you not like him? Again, I don't know them, I'm presuming, but you get a sense, right? Obviously, I like my children. Obviously, I like my in-laws. They're the best in-laws I can wish to have. I have everything perfect. And here I am. And I don't know what's missing, but something's missing and I can't keep on pretending. And I'm trying to have this conversation with brother, TB12, and he want nothing to do with this conversation. All he want to do is try to maximize and try to extract one more year of football to remain relevant. So it's kind of funny. And again, I don't want to disrespect nobody. I ain't got nothing against nobody. I insist on this because I have tremendous... listen, the only reason I watch football is because of Tom Brady. End of story. Let's be straightforward for the past years. I go watch what Tom Brady do yesterday because it's a beautiful story. It's an interesting story from a sports perspective. But I can also zoom out and say, dude, aren't you bored playing football? Like, how much more can you master this? It's like playing fucking Super Mario Brothers, finishing the game 50 times. Then what? Like, you already know all the ins and outs. Like, there's always the same thing over and over. It's like watching Fight Club for the 50th time. It's like, I already know the story inside out, all the details. There's nothing new to learn. I cannot even discover something new about myself. Come on. So imagine you're now in a relationship with a person who's trying to prolong this obsessively. He's obsessed. Why is he obsessed? Because on the other side, it's the death of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the football player, he's finished. He becomes just a souvenir. And he doesn't know what else is there to life besides that. And he's afraid to discover it, like most people. And this woman is obviously looking for something else and wants to have a conversation and probably is unable to have a conversation because the moment she has that, he's uncomfortable. Or maybe they had the conversation once. It's a good moment, it's a good thing, and then he's go right back watching films, doing what he does. Like, I don't want to deal with this because I don't have the answer, and it makes me insecure because it obliges me to face the grandeur of life, and I don't know what's after football. I don't know what's beyond football. I've discovered God in football, but God in football is very small. And God outside of football is infinitely big, and I can't handle this. I can't even look, I can't even see outside of football. And I'm not talking about any relative or related projects which are insignificant for a person who's had this level of success in anything. This is Tom fucking Brady, man. The number one, the GOAT of fucking football. America's sport. Everything else after that is selling NFTs, like he fucking cares. Entrepreneurs do it, they just use them as a face. Come on. Of course she's fucking bored. Come on. Of course she's bored. Of course she's unsatisfied. And it ain't got nothing to do with Tom Brady. It's got to do with a woman is looking for something deeper. And the man isn't providing the key to unlock that potential in her. And this is where we find ourselves.
You're saying It's like as a man, you always have to be ahead in a way, ahead of the woman in your desire for deeper.
Man is a leader. Well, right now, brother ain't leading. Now you're going to say, well, he's trying to push his career forward and achieve more greatness. There's no more greatness for him to achieve. Everything he's achieving is like, people are bored. Nobody's interested. Nobody cares. Well, I am. That's not true. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's whatever. Who cares? And the leadership he's supposed to provide is leadership towards a greater harmony and a greater well-being and greater experiences that are more meaningful and more insightful, especially as you grow more mature in life and you want to discover more than, yeah, I had an amazing champagne. Youpie fucking do. Oh, yeah, I had a $200 cigar. Youpie do. Then what? It's all the same. It's meaningless. It's boring. How many cigars do you need to have to be like, whatever, it's a cigar. I ain't got nothing against a cigar. It's a cigar. It's a champagne. It's fucking wine. It's a car. It's goddamn fucking pussy. Who the fuck cares? Then what? So the brother's supposed to be the leader. The man is supposed to be the leader. You want to be a man. You say you're a leader. Leader to what? Great. On the outside, you should lead. Congratulations. But that's this much of life. That's why I insist. This whole channel is for me to tell you that this surface is this much of life, and there's like this much, 10 times, 1,000 times more beneath. And the man is also supposed to be the leader in this and encourage the woman to discover more about herself. And if he ain't providing the leadership, then what's she going to do? She doesn't even necessarily know that it exists. Come on, man.
Some people might then receive this or see this example and like it breaks something, and then there's this. I can imagine there being like this immediate flip to the other side of like, okay, well, fuck materialism, fuck all this shit. Like, clearly it doesn't work, so fuck it. But somehow that seems like it's.
I've spoken about this in my videos. Materialism is there to serve you. You're not there to serve materialism. Materialism is there to make your life easier, more effective, more comfortable, more enjoyable. It's for you to use it. Right now, people are slaves of their things. They are being used by these things. Yeah, you're dumb. There ain't nothing wrong with material things. Material things are there so that you can use them to improve your life and to put your life in a better position so that you can have more space, more comfort, so that you can dive and discover what's really important, what really has meaning. If you have nothing and you're always scrambling for a couple of dollars and you can't have food, your mind is not available to discover the greater things in life. If you have all these things covered, and there's nothing wrong with materialism, fashion is fun, all the things in the material world are fun for what they are. Architecture is interesting, everything is interesting. Yeah, but it's at the surface. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. It's awesome. We're standing just right there's a bridge. Me and my homeboy right there, we're walking, coming here to the spot. We're like, look at the bridge. We love engineering. It's fucking awesome. Right. Who the fuck cares at the end of the day? What does this bridge do for me? How does that make me a better person? How does that make the bridge help me find peace? How does the bridge help me find my place in life? How does that bridge help me to deepen my connection with life and the God? Nothing. Zero. Who the fuck cares about the bridge then? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. But bridge is fucking cool. And the people who made the bridge are geniuses. And shout out to all the people that brought the material here to make the bridge. And all the people who tried thousands of times and failed a million times until we have that bridge here with millions of people passing every day. I ain't got no more respect for the bridge. But who the fuck cares? And that's the paradox your average superficialist cannot understand. I ain't got nothing but love for the bridge. I love the bridge much more than you will ever love the bridge. I've studied the bridge. I did engineering on top of that. Material engineering, the whole thing. It's a goddamn fucking bridge. So these things are there to facilitate our lives, to help us relax, to help us focus on what's really important. And what's important is self-discovery and deepening the relations on the outside. And I can push it further, but I'm not going to do that. So what's hard to understand about that? Woman is looking for that also. I didn't say you can't take her to the restaurant. Nobody said that. Nobody said you can't. No. But at the end of the day, after you've gone to the restaurant, after you ate your fancy meal, and it's the second or third or fifth time, she bored. What you going to do then? There's no fancier restaurant to bring her to. What you going to do? You're going to feel her like slipping through your fingers. And except that let's say you happen to be the supreme man of supreme man. You're the top of the top of the top. So you're not even scared to lose her, because where's she going to go? Right, she's going to fuck with the pool boy. They fuck with pool boys. She's bored. She's at the top of the top. Let's say she's not a hoe and she's not going to diminish herself by fucking a pool boy. Shout out to the pool boys. So she has got nowhere to go. Yeah, here's what you got to endure. A woman who's bored, every time she looks at you, she rolls her eyes because she finds you childish and superficial. And you're unable to satisfy her, although you gave her everything humanly possible at a material level. You can't stop for 2 fucking seconds and wonder, what is exactly the woman looking for? I just told you the answer. She's looking for a deeper experience of herself. When you buy her these amazing things, she don't care about the fucking chain. She has an experience of herself. When you take her to that restaurant, she has an experience of herself. When you go on a trip and you go to the ocean, she has an experience of herself. When you tell her I love you, she has an experience of herself. You are there to provide her an experience of herself. You are the facilitator of the experiences of herself, except that whatever you're using as a medium to help her have an experience of herself is tiny, 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 like your wee dee. And she's looking for a big one. And you're not able to provide that. You're not able to provide her a deeper experience of herself. That's on you. Stop fucking bitching.